Right, our second challenger, they're called Sainzi. Sainzi, can we have you on stage? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Sainzi? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, you can start. Your time starts now.
Hi everyone, this is Ankit. I am the co-founder of Scienzy, and what we are trying to build is a digital trust infrastructure. Before going into the very specific use case, I'll just like to talk a little bit about our company. The problem that we foresee is that, oh sorry, okay, thank you, is that while the world is going digital, but there's a key aspect of this digital user experience that is still offline or manual, requires a lot of documents, and that is the legal and regulatory part. And while everything now the consumer can buy online, he can choose his loan, he can choose his mutual fund, he can choose his insurance, but this is the part which really breaks that experience into the old world. And what is the reason? The reason that even though it seems this part is merely clerical, but that's not true. The reason is because the way we have developed trust as a civilization, that has been offline. You have had hand seals, you have had always needed to meet people, see them in person, prefer in person versus video conference. So the way you have developed trust as a civilization has been so offline and manual that what you're actually trying to do is convert this offline trust into digital trust. And this may seem just a legal and regulatory process, but we feel that it's not just a legal and regulatory process that you're trying to digitize. What you're fundamentally trying to do is find a new way of trusting people. So I sitting here can trust someone in Assam. What happens today in the digital world is that you do send money to people digitally, you do buy products digitally, but these are brands who have reached you offline. These are people you know in the offline world. You have not trusted them digitally. But if you want the real explosion of digital to happen, you need to start learning to trust digitally. We believe that that this will be an API-based approach, API world, and we at Scienzy are building trust as APIs. Why APIs? Because people will have their workflows, they will have their own user experiences. So what they essentially need is, like they have APIs. There are three parts of a trust protocol. One is identity and authentication. Second is due diligence, getting to know more about the consumer. And the third is eventually recording those transactions. The way in the offline world, you have punishment and reward for someone breaking your trust, reward for someone continuously agreeing on his word. Similarly, in the online world, you need a similar system of punishment and reward, which will happen, technically you can call them through digital contracts. Where or how we see Scienzy is that more and more APIs are going digital, more and more data is getting digital, and Scienzy is wanting to place itself in a position where it takes this digital data, it takes these digital APIs, converts them into those legal and regulatory use cases, and provide to the banks or other institutions who want to consume them so that they can focus on their core business while we take care of all the legal and regulatory stuff. So, and what is possibly where we are investing our effort and time is obviously aggregating these things, in some cases also building where there are unsolved problems. But three things, because today the offline human process does primarily three things. There are people who would check at intelligent rules, as people were saying, I check for forgery, I'll check this. The other are regulatory rules. If I'm a bank, I need to check these 10 boxes. And the third are obviously business logics, like credit risk. So Scienzy is trying or is investing its biggest time and effort in building these roles in an algo way, so that as soon as you have these APIs you can replace that entire possibly workforce with a smart algo, and you can do this real time. And obviously, eventually I need this to be in application. So to the business application, it's just one single box where I can get every API from. So at this point, I'll go through a video And we have not worked in insurance so far. So we have worked in use cases which are into onboarding for payment gateways, onboarding for digital products, onboarding for lending. So what we have tried to do is, and we are API players, so what we have tried to do is slightly modify one of the lending use cases based on our theoretical understanding of what insurance is and come up with a use case, given how do you do onboarding today. So there may be some misses, but we've tried to address. So, so uh, I think you missed the login part. So anyways, the user gets a login from his sales guy. His sales guy gives him a URL and login to go online and start filling his application. He starts with the basic KYC. So you can see in the blurred there's other verifications. So other verifications include other IDs except Aadhaar KYC. If he has Aadhaar KYC, it's simple, clicks, gets OTP, confirms the data is pulled. Other verifications is actually very similar to what Jumio showed you, that he pulls data from the ID, pre-fills all the form. So the exact same data you get as here, but pulling from IDs like in Jumio. The other that we discovered, a lot of insurance guys told us, is they take ITR just to know how much premium you should pay. So in lending, this is very popular to verify employment as well. So we just put it here. So he enters his date of birth, uploads his form 26 or enters his login. Again, data pulled digitally. He doesn't need to fill a form. The other one that again helps in lending, possibly can help in insurance. He gives